The Blackout Gambit, oil, drones, and the closing of the Strait February 8, 2026, 4:00 a.m. Strait of Hormuz, Arabian Gulf, the tanker MV Sirius, a Japanese-flagged supertanker carrying 2 million barrels of crude oil, was navigating the narrow, critical choke point of the Strait of Hormuz, and known to its crew, two highly specialized, stealth-coated drone boats modified military platforms launched from a nearby island were already cutting their engines and silently settling just beneath Tidal surface. At 4:15 a.m., the drones executed their programmed mission. They were not designed to destroy the hull, but to target the vessel's propulsion and rudder systems using high explosive-shaped charges. The impact was not spectacular, but it was surgical. The MV Sirius immediately lost steering, listing slightly, and became a massive, inert obstacle directly in the narrowest shipping lane of the strait. Phase I, the Chokepoint seized for 30 am. Global response. Within minutes, 3 other vessels were forced to halt or dangerously reroute. The price of crude oil, already sensitive due to ongoing regional instability, spiked 15% in emergency trading. The immediate fear was realized. The Strait of Hormuz, responsible for 30% of the world's seaborne oil, was effectively closed. The group claiming responsibility was the Iran-backed Red Sea Avengers, a sophisticated proxy force. Their message was blunt. Any nation that continues to enforce the oil price caps will face the economic consequences. Phase 2, the naval race 5:00 a.m. U.S. Navy 5th Fleet, Bahrain. The commander of the 5th Fleet ordered Operation Tidal Lock. The mission, clear the navigational hazard and escort the MV Sirius out of the channel, reopening the strait. 2 U.S. Navy Arleigh Burke-class destroyers, the USS Gravely and the USS Farragut, along with a specialized salvage team, raced toward the site. They were shadowed by Iranian fast attack craft into Type 877 Iranian Kilo-class submarines positioned to contest the waters. Phase 3, the airspace contested 6:30 am. Iranian air defense sector. As the U.S. ships approached, 2 Iranian F-14 Tomcat fighters vintage jets upgraded with modern digital systems took off from Bandar Abbas Air Base. Their aggressive flight path directly challenged the destroyer's airspace. The USS Gravely's AEGIS combat system locked onto the fighters. The U.S. intent was not to shoot them down, but to force them to break the intercept profile. The Iranian fighters refused to yield. This direct, visual standoff was the highest-stakes military encounter in the region since 2020. Phase 4, the digital deception 7:00 a.m. On board the USS Farragut, the Iranian fighters suddenly disengaged. Analysts on board suspected a trick. Moments later, the Farragut's radar detected 50 ghost contacts phantom drone signatures swarming toward them from the Iranian coastline. This was a classic electronic deception tactic, designed to overwhelm the crew with false threats and force them to expend valuable anti-air resources. The commander of the Farragut ordered a silent electronic countermeasure ECM, a surgical digital injection designed to flood the Iranian ground control stations with useless data. The ghost contacts vanished. The digital counterpunch had worked, but it revealed U.S. capabilities in the process. Phase 5, the resolution and the fallout 8:30 am. Strait of Hormuz, with the air and digital space temporarily secured, the U.S. salvage team successfully stabilized the MV Sirius and began towing it out of the main shipping lane. The strait was reopened, but the perception of security had been shattered. In just 4 hours, a sophisticated proxy force, utilizing cheap, advanced technology, had held the global economy hostage. The confrontation proved that control of the strait could be taken not by massive invasion, but by small, calculated acts of sabotage and digital chaos. The next day, insurance rates for shipping through the strait quadrupled, reflecting the new normal. The Blackout Gambit proved that the most valuable commodity in the world is now protected not just by ships and planes, but by lines of code.